YouTube, Instagram, all the good stuff. I was on before. Trying to find my. What's that?
TikTok.
We're all on now? Awesome.
Sure.
Let me know when we are ready to go. I'm trying to find my infrared company here. FDA Google search. I'm gonna type it in, see if this
What's
works.
the password on this phone?
Zeros.
Is it EMX or EMR? Let me know when we are ready to go.
We are all live.
Sweet, we all ready to go then. Let me just redo this. There we go. Products. All right. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been an amazing day here. Welcome to December, January 2nd, 2025. It's second, right, today? Yes, it is. Hope everybody had a wonderful and a happy new year. Ooh, my computer's going to run out here pretty soon. How many charge do I have left here? Oh, I got 10% left. That's good. That'll get me through my life. So what I want to do is this, is say hello to everybody. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a great time. We did. I was in bed by 9:30. And so because I was up early back in the office and saw our new software, I always keep you guys updated because there's great business things that happen. There's great clinical things that happen. But my software company is now launched as of the first of the year. It's called Neo Solutions. Yes, I will. I will have a very big software company besides our incredible healthcare company. And I have to thank my team led by Dr. Zach and James, who is amazing, and my whole software team. The whole software team, Brian, Z, Brian, Mike, Erica, which is down. She's working down in Chicago now. She works for us, but she moved back down by her family, so it's nice to have her still on team. But I always miss when people don't work here directly. We don't get to see everybody every single day, even though we see them on the computer. The rest of the team has been awesome, and all you guys, if I forget your names, I know your names, I'm just not giving you credit right now. It's because I'm going to go through all the teams in there. But hopefully everybody's doing great. We're going to cover a couple things today, and then we're going to go to our Q&A. So first of all, hope you guys had a great new year. We started no sugar. It's day 2. I just had my little snack. I had a beef stick with avocado, so I got some good protein there. Then I had a cup of Greek yogurt, obviously non-sweetened, organic, and I threw some berries in there, all approved on the no sugar. And remember, no sugar does not mean no carbohydrates, even though that's the easiest form of sugar. It's more of the highly processed grains and all the things trying to keep your glycemic load down. And obviously, people have already seen benefits. I already had people come and say, man, just having no sugar for a day, I can already tell. One of the biggest things that people ask me about, they say, Doc, what about arthritis? Now, being a chiropractor, and once again, I should always introduce myself. My name is Patrick Flynn. I am a chiropractor. I'm the founder of The Wellness Way. I started this company December 27th, 1999. So we officially started our 26th year in business. I own a bunch of other businesses in real estate and things across the U.S. And now I officially have our new software company, Neo Solutions. And yeah, so it's a software company. Now we have chiropractic software and also healthcare software. We also do a lot of projects for other people, but now we're just letting people know that we have it. So you're gonna see us advertise for Neo Solutions, it's called Neo Innovations. Sorry, I don't even know the name of my company I own. I own a lot of stuff, that's why. But long story short, we have just great things happening. But I'm going to go over our herb of the day today, and it's something that you've kind of noticed this. I kind of teach on a lot of the herbs I take. Why? Because it's easy. I can talk about it that way. So here's an herb I take every single day. It's called saw palmetto. Saw palmetto. It's a very, very well-known herb when it comes to male health, especially when it comes to benign prostatic hyperplasia. That's a very common condition in men. It's almost undoubtedly that most men will have some hyperplasia. And what it does, it helps relieve the symptoms. It protects, and how it protects is, it's known when we take testosterone, we want a certain level of testosterone, but it can convert to other forms of testosterone like dihydrotestosterone, DHT. And if I would have known the hormonal things I know today, I would even have some different things happen with my body. But the idea is this, is DHT is 10 times more potent, and if it gets at a high level, it can cause a lot of things. This will even happen with women when there's hair loss. So it's a really good 5-alpha reductase inhibitor. It's known to help with the symptoms and also the non-carcinogenic enlargement of the prostate, which actually helps with urinary flow. And it has some good backing on research that way, and that's why I use it clinically. It also promotes hair health, and that's where it's good for men, and that's what I talked about before. It's not a joke. When I started to figure out Christy's body and all the things that were going on with her, I did not realize that I had high DHT. And if you look at most of the finasterol and all the other drugs males try to take for hair loss, is they're DHT blockers. Well, if I could have figured this out a long time ago, maybe I'd have hair like Hunter. You know what I'm saying? So he reminds me of the guy from Home Alone that he dressed up as what's the guy's name? Marv, saying the curly hair and some of that, and the thick thing. It's like, I almost want to like hang him upside down, give him a swirly, and scrub the floor with it. That's thick. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a mop. And so it's a good thing. I'm kind of jealous, to tell you the truth, and stuff. So, but that being said, saw palmetto has a effect on urinary flow and the symptoms, and also UTI symptoms. So that's why, once again, women can use this. Now, would I say that saw palmetto is one of the best 5-HT reductase inhibitors? Yes, but I also like to combine that with the reishi mushroom. And so you see a lot, you can use reishi for both men and women, you can use saw palmetto for men and women. It just has more research. The research is all governed towards males. That's why you don't hear a lot of it when it comes to females. So saw palmetto, so I haven't taken mine yet today. So thank you, Tom, one of our newest, and just get you to know, Tom started, and he has a really neat last name. Say it again for me, Tom. Herrick. Okay, I always remember. I always think Harris with an ick instead of S. So Herrick. And it's kind of funny. I learned more about him today. He's married. He's got a child, a 2-year-old. I think I said boy or girl? Boy. 2-year-old boy. Okay. But I'm going to take my saw palmetto here. And I get this question all the time. How they taste. Like somebody peed in your jar. Okay. But you got to remember, saw palmetto has some really cool characteristics. It's a very high fatty acid based herb. It's actually known as liposteric. It's kind of cool. There's your great qualities and properties and bioactive ingredients that I absolutely love when it comes to saw palmetto and everything. Oh, sure, let me get there. Liposteric, okay? Even though they're very potent, and the reason why, and that's one thing, I don't have any fillers. It's just pure high concentration saw palmetto. And you can't make them taste good. You can't. It's like green juice. Anybody, do me a favor. Find all the good greens for you, juice them, and tell me if it tastes good. Well, most herbs are green, Not all of them. Some are flowers and stuff. But the idea is, but even juice your flowers, what do you think it would taste like? You know what I'm saying? So I just can't add any sweetener or any filler. Because even if I had sweetener in there, there's less herb in there. And therefore, I have fillers in there. And there's going to be less concentration, so I just won't do it. And I do manufacture them myself. They're not private labeled like a lot of natural people do. I make them, I decide the concentration, I decide everything, because I'm trying to get a clinical realm. But not a joke, even right now I can still have the aftertaste. So, all right. We have Tom, we have Hunter, we have Trinity, we have Christy. And are you coming up to talk to these after? No, not today. Not that you did last time. So thank you very much, sir, there, Justin. And Justin's here too, as you saw his hand come in from the side, plug me in there. What do we got there, ladies, for questions? And Hunter, what do we got for questions?
Okay, so we have a couple questions. People noticing that there's a lot of people coughing and struggling with congestion. There's like some kind of virus or thing going on. And then another lady saying getting bronchitis or something, coughing, headache. What should I be taking? And could I nebulize with silver?
All those are good things. Okay, let's start here. The norovirus is very common right now. Even flu could be a little bit more common right now and stuff. But just understand this. I had this wonderful discussion with Dr. Lucas the other day, and we were talking about somebody that did test positive for mold. But we were talking about this, and he's like, it's interesting. The mom tested positive for mold, but the dad and kids did not. But they're all in the same environment. But you gotta remember, regardless of the environment, if you're immunocompromised, it's a very bad day, okay? And so therefore, when you come in contact with new viruses, you're gonna go through some symptomatology. support the immune system. So here, number one, to support the immune system, avoid sugar. Really, avoid sugar. Just join the no sugar challenge. It costs you nothing. I ate, once again, grass-fed beef stick, avocado, a cup of Greek yogurt, pomegranate, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries within my little yogurt mix. I'm stuffed and stuff like that. I had about probably 35 grams of protein with that. I had the carbohydrates that have high fiber. I had the Greek yogurt that has wonderful proteins and great fatty acids. I'm going to take some cod liver oil after this. I just took my saw palmetto. I have my other, me and Faith took 50,000 IUs of vitamin D. So whenever you think about the immune system, do me a favor. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with medicinal mushrooms. But I will tell you this. Whenever you're dealing with anything with your immune system, always start with vitamin D3/K2. Always start right there. You're going to never go wrong by making sure that you have really good vitamin D levels and then maintain them, especially during any bacterial, virus, or parasite, because the effect on the immune system with vitamin D is so essential. But also there's some genetic components, there's hormonal components, there's liver component. Basically every organ system of the body is going to be affected, especially the immune system. So start with vitamin D. Make sure that and especially if you're going through something a little bit challenging immune system, take a little bit more. Make sure you get blood work done. Make sure you're under the care of a provider and get that done. But then go back to some of the greatest medicinal mushrooms. The three I like the most are obviously reishi, chaga, turkey tail, especially during your immune challenges. But with some of the viruses, remember, elderberry is key for inhibiting replication of viruses. So therefore, you can look at what you're trying to accomplish. If all of a sudden you have major congestion, I'd want to break up some of that fluid and actually open up, and I'd do some OSHA, OSHA. Yes, it's an herb, not the government agency, okay? So you can start there, and that would really do some things to start. But food-wise, I'll tell you right now, if you have any kind of infection, you want to do at least a cup of sauerkraut a day, because multiple things. The lactic acid is absolutely incredible to keep some acidity in the GI tract and stomach, and that's going to help do some wonderful things about sterilization. The high dose of vitamin C, So that's a food I would definitely beat. And then I would stick towards some really good proteins in the form of usually red meats and stuff. Now, if you want to do something, can you do animal proteins? Just to let you guys know, I'm going to talk about this, and me and Hunter are going to shoot a reel on this for YouTube. Him and I are tackling YouTube here soon and stuff. We've been finally getting things together. But what they did is this. So I have this research article right here, and it's kind of neat. It talked about, yes, can you eat plant-based proteins to help, okay, and get your protein? You can. It's just that your caloric intake, and you have to be very selective on what you do in order to really get your proteins properly. And this was in the journal and Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. And it's right here. We just give you a little peek right here. You don't have to look on here. And one of the top experts in the world in protein and muscle protein synthesis is Donald Layman. And he posted about this the other day. And I just kind of was reading it. It was accepted in the journals on November 21st, 2024. And as you guys know, I love reading medical journals and nutritional journals and biochemistry journals. And they said you can get protein from plant-based. It's just you gotta eat a lot of calories, and be selective, because that protein's bound to a fiber, which makes it even more difficult to get. So I know there's a long answer to everything put together, but I answered a lot of questions through there.
Hi, Doc.
Hello.
Recently started having stiff fingers after they haven't been moved for 2 minutes, and moving them back hurts. Can this be due to anemia, or do younger women have arthritis?
Did you say younger women have arthritis?
She must be younger.
Okay. Whenever you look at extremities, there's a couple things that come with me first on things. Blood sugar issues and vitamin B, especially vitamin B1 thiamine deficiency. If you ever look at diabetics, they have a very hard time with their extremities. They can have skin issues. They can have some major problems. They end up with a vitamin B1 deficiency, and that's where a lot of neuropathy comes from, especially if it's just, in your hands and your distal parts, because your body will always protect its core. So blood sugar has a major effect on the extremities, hands, feet, legs, arms. But also, when you have B1 deficiency, there's a lot of neurological things. Now, here's what happens. Don't forget that there could be just joint problems themselves. There's wonderful chiropractors out there that can easily adjust those fingers, and you might not get any relief. And if you don't get any relief, then there's going to be some B1 problems, deficiencies, B vitamins. But also, once again, don't negate vitamin D deficiencies also, and then also make sure that you actually make sure your blood sugar is good.
What is the best way to get my blood sugar levels down to 80 or 90? I'm currently at around 98 to 125. Last night it was 98 before bed, and then 125 this morning,
Yep.
fasting. I've been doing no sugar since beginning of November.
Yeah, that still means you're consuming too many calories, and you might have to make sure that you move more towards carnivore, but they actually go with more lean meats than full fatty meats that way. But you still are consuming too many calories. You have to reduce your calories. That's why if we talk about, if you go through a lot of things, if you eat one meal a day, you need 4,000 calories, that can still, there is, and I know a lot of people poo-poo on this, but if you just look at the journal entries, they've even studied intermittent fasting, which is currently known as going 18 hours. So you eat one meal a day, or you eat from 2 till 6 p.m. And when there was equal calories, it didn't matter if you ate all through the day, or if you, if you just, had one meal a day and ate intermittent fast. It was basically the same. It was more about calorie restriction. Second of all, I would support the glands that help you absorb, metabolize it. Obviously, vitamin D is a very big factor in blood sugar. So is chromium. And let me see if my daughter, my wife, Hunter, since you hear me say this, what's the highest chromium-based food it's the highest chromium-based food, but most people like it. Does anybody know what it is? It's a spice. What is it?
Spice?
It's a spice.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon. Okay, cinnamon is the highest chromium-based food. So cinnamon. So you could put cinnamon on things. I would also take gymnema. Gymnema is going to support the reproduction of the pancreas. It's going to help you reduce the absorption of sugar. So therefore, you have less in your bloodstream. And then, if you do that long enough, it will come down. But I would also do this. I'd also, if it was a male or a female asking the question?
I believe it was a female.
Female, okay. I don't want you to fast because I don't want you to end up with any hormonal issues, but I want you to bring your calorie intake down. So if you're male, I'd say, listen, for the next 72 hours, just water and coffee, and take those supplements and everything. But females, I don't want you to do that. I see too many negative consequences to doing it. Yeah, you lose weight, and yep, it's better if you do lose weight, but I still worry about the whole hormonal system being affected.
What is your recommendation on how to cure candida overgrowth?
What is my recommendation to cure, let's say, affect candida overgrowth? Well, I love that person said candida overgrowth, because I see these books, or I see these anti-candida diets. Well, candida is a normal flora. It is. You need it. You really do. You need it for immune health, digestive health, intestinal health. But if it overgrows, it can be very devastating, just like this. People don't realize strep is a very good bacteria for you. But if it overgrows in your throat, it's a bad day. You have strep throat, and the culture has just broken the threshold. Well, what do you think candida eats the most? Sugar. That's what you ever noticed in the anti-candida diet, you basically are going to go carnivore-ish. You're going to do exactly what we're doing right now. Then what I want you to do is this, though. There might be a little bit of immune compromisation, so I'd like to see some turkey tail, some reishi mushroom done. But what I'd really like to see the most is acidifying the stomach, because hypochlorhydria can lead to a lot of problems in the small and large intestine. The minute that the stomach has a good amount of acidity, it'll drain in the small intestine, which will now cause the pancreas, the gallbladder to release certain things. Bile's very antiseptic, And when bile is actually released in the small and large intestine, trains the small, large intestine, it's actually antiseptic. It really is. It actually calms bacteria down. So therefore, what I do is actually make sure that you add betaine hydrochloride before each meal, apple cider vinegar, sauerkraut because of the lactic acid that will get into your system and create a little bit of acidity to negate that. You just need to do that long enough, at least 6 months.
Doing no sugar while breastfeeding.
Yep.
Anything different that I need to do?
On the flip side, if you're doing no sugar during breastfeeding, by nature, when you eat sugar, you kind of consume more calories, and a woman needs to consume a little bit more calories. I would just make sure that you get enough protein. Make sure that you step up your protein while you're eating no sugar. Do me a favor also, take at least a tablespoon or 2 of olive oil per day. Some good extra virgin olive oil.
Hey, Doc, just wanted to ask what brands of liverwurst you like and what ingredients to look out for, like the nitrates or preservatives.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the less processed you have, the better. What I'm going to encourage most people to do is I'm going to encourage you to go to your local organic butcher, and a lot of people will not eat their organ meats. But how I want you to tolerate it is have it ground up like a hamburger, and then when you make hamburger, have like 3/4 hamburger and 1/4, liver. Maybe make meatballs, a hamburger, anything like that, and that's how you eat your liver. I'm going to be a little selfish for a second here. I don't like to give my liverwurst brand out due to the fact, here's what happens. Because I have millions of people that follow and watch and do things, the minute that I say the brand, this happens all the time. They reach out, they get it, and I can't get my own stock. So I've always said, when it came to my liverwurst, I have to keep it quiet because I just don't want to give it away because I'm like, now, John, I guarantee the company would love for me to do that. But I'm going to be selfish and I don't want people to eat up and plus my restaurant buys it from there. So I don't want it to be, us not being, having the ability to get it.
11-year-old son had a panic attack this morning. Is it hormones? How can I support him?
11-year-old had a panic attack. Okay. Obviously, there's going to be some history that I want to know, but I would calm his brain down with some California poppy. It's very safe for children. It's very safe for everybody. Well, obviously, anybody can be allergic to something, but I mean, it's very safe for the vast majority of people. But that would be something stimulatory. He might have even gotten the virus. He might have gotten an infection. He might be consuming too much sugar. There had to be some stimulatory that responded in the activity of the brain that way. Also, cod liver oil, very reparative and calming for the brain. So start to pull away his sugars. He should be doing no sugar too. Do good proteins. Make sure that he takes some California poppy and some cod liver oil. And then 11 years old, he's probably not getting close to puberty just yet. But I would support his liver and stuff, and by reducing sugar, you support his liver. And make sure that he has magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. If he has a little bowel problem, make it citrate. If he has something like calming, make glycinate. Okay.
All right. Male, 38 years old, was always skinny but just gained 55 pounds
Oh.
and ended up with diabetes type 2. They want a flat belly.
Wait, what was the last part?
They want to lose weight basically, but they want a flat belly. That's what they said.
Okay. When it comes to type 2 diabetes, it's very difficult to hear this, but here's what happens. That's all lifestyle. Now, he could have gotten a vaccine and affect his immune system, affect his liver, had a major infection. Sure, something like that can happen. And then the normal consumption of sugar doing before just does not tolerate anymore. But first thing I do is this. He has to reduce his calories. He has to reduce his calories, period. It's the most difficult thing to do when it comes to nutrition, is reducing your calories. Then what I do is I actually join us with no sugar. And if he has type 2, I make sure his vitamin D levels, I make sure he has chromium, I make sure he has gymnema. And he will see, if he does it long enough, he will see results he wants.
Back to that one lady that was talking about the blood sugar spiking up, and
Yep.
you said to keep calories low.
Yep.
Her calorie intake is less than 1,200. Blood sugar was 128 before eating breakfast, basically.
Okay. So her whole calories are 1,200. She got some pancreatic problems. Then she has to take, like I talked about, she has to take something. She actually has some pancreas problems. She might have an autoimmune issue going on that she has to be very careful with. So I would go get checked for some autoimmune, type 1 diabetes. I go check for, other autoimmune conditions because there has to be an immune factor that's contributing to that too.
What is the difference between vitamin D3 and vitamin D2?
One's a pro hormone, and one can be used directly by your liver and kidneys. Vitamin D2 is also going to be very toxic, so do not take vitamin D2. A lot of vegan people like to take vitamin D2 because you can do it from a vegan source. A lot of people don't take vitamin D if they're vegan because it comes from an animal source, which is the best form. One thing also that people don't realize, do you understand that when you get in the sun, your body will use its cholesterol within its body to actually produce vitamin D, and it's one way of using up some of your cholesterol is actually by getting in the sun. Okay, time for one or two more questions.
I chose to not vaccinate my baby. She's 4 months and I'm 41. How can I help support her immune system? I'm completely breastfeeding.
Oh, God bless you and stuff. You're already doing it. What you're doing for your baby is incredible. Incredible. You're awesome. Okay. Now, do the most basic immune things for yourself. Keep your sugar levels down. Lots of protein. Make sure you have a lot of sauerkraut, a lot of fiber. Make sure, and I would support it with, I would be taking some medicinal mushrooms. I would be taking turkey tail, reishi, and chaga. My wife took them nonstop, still does. My kids take them nonstop and still does. That's why they don't have immune problems. And then what I do is every once in a while, I like this for women, is echinacea, just because of the response that it does for our innate immune system, which you're gonna do a wonderful job of passing to your child.
And on that note, can you talk, someone was kind of asking, like they've done the same thing. How can you change a person, like she wants to change her perspective on childhood illnesses and not being afraid of them, like fevers
Yeah.
and things like that. So how do you go about doing that?
Okay, what I always want you to do is this. The reason why I love being a chiropractor more than anything isn't the physical adjustment, isn't what I learned as far as, excuse me, how to give certain things and nutritional things that way and everything. It's understanding physiology, anatomy, immunology, and we're gonna do this, Tom. We're gonna do this for you, okay? Tom, I'm going to fill this with half of a cup of gasoline, okay? And you're gonna drink it thinking it's a Machu Picchu, okay? Would you agree with me? And Tom's behind the camera so you guys can see him, but he can give a yes or no for us that way. If you drink that, do you think that your body might start throwing up? Yeah. What about a fever? Absolutely. Possibly diarrhea, okay? And if he went home to his wonderful wife and told her all the things he's going through, what do you think your wife would say to you, Tom?
What did you eat?
Yeah, or she thinks you're what? Healthy or sick?
Sick.
Yeah, it's like, he's sick. Wait, hold the phone. So, and if you don't know where it came from, and you continue to throw up for, let's say, a day or two, you might go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, oh my goodness, we gotta stop this diarrhea. We gotta stop you from throwing up. We gotta bring this fever down. All of the natural mechanisms that your body's genetically programmed to rid something bad from your body. So Tom, you have a 2-year-old, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait till your child goes to school at 5 years old, because schools are just organic petri dishes of bacteria and viruses. And September, when they go there, your child's gonna come home because he can come in contact with viruses and bacteria that are just normal exchange between kids and adults. And he's gonna start sniffling because your body's gonna try to rid it. He's gonna cough. He's gonna get a fever. What do you think that the doctors and the public has programmed you to think about your child that time, healthy or sick? sick. See, so recognizing that the body is actually trying to go through something. So all of a sudden something comes up, someone tells me about something, I'm going, okay, the body's trying to adapt to something. And therefore, I'm going to support that process, you know? And people go, oh my goodness, but I'm sick. Why is it that we've demonized a cough, a sniffle, and a fever, but then turn around and accept SIDS, autoimmune diseases, heart disease, everything as genetic? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I made a post today, I made Trinity laugh. And Chris, I don't know if you saw the post. But I was just thinking about what they do to people, okay? And I had just a thought today. We squint at the sun because it's bright. We squint at certain people because they are not. I just had a thought. And the reason why I posted that, because we've conditioned people to have dumb thinking. And I'm sorry, I have to call it dumb thinking. And it's not even a different perspective, it's dumb. It really is, because they have conditioned you that if your child starts sneezing like crazy, that they're sick. And I'm sitting there going, not wrong. Is it smart to take them out of the environment to challenge their body more? Yes, don't send them to school. You know, allow their body. Do you understand if an animal gets wounded, do you know the first thing it does? Hibernates alone. It does. And so we need to just change that thinking, going, no, my child had something, I'm like, I kept him home. I mean, basic things parents did today, back then, you know? Because why? Was I worried about my child going through something? No. But as their body's being challenged, as it's learned to develop its immune system, I don't want things more being challenged to them that way. I want them to get through this beautifully. And then they build up an adaptive immune response. And now I know if they come in contact with the same virus, they're just gonna, they won't even know it's there. And if they do, they'll get a little sniffle and it's gone very quickly, that they might have taken a day, 2, 3, or 7 to get through. So I just don't fear childhood infections. I'm not calling them illnesses. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling them illnesses, they're childhood infections. And the reason why kids can't handle certain infections today is because, I'm just gonna say this. Once you give a child one vaccine, okay, especially Hep B, only IV drug users and sex workers get it. And please tell me which one your one-day-old child is. One-day-old child is. Are they a sex worker or are they IV drug user? Please tell me. You've now already affected their system negatively from day one. So it's so easy to see child's sick and weak so young today. You know, it's childhood illness is all-time high. And it's really sad. True childhood illness, because they're creating it. They really are. All right. Oh, here we go. If you do have a question and you don't want to share it publicly, please do me a favor. You can email me at pflynn, remember Patrick's my first name, so P, Flynn, Flynn, at thewellnessway.com. The Wellness Way is my company, my major healthcare company. And it's just pflynn at thewellnessway.com. I saw an email come through, and I'm going to answer this for Pam as we get through it. She had a colonoscopy. I will go through this question and stuff and answer that for you via email. But you can always email me, and one of my doctors, will answer your question and give you the best information we can to help you out. But is there something, anyway, you guys, do you guys want to answer one more question? Or I guess Trinity needs me to answer this one.
Is there any way to regrow my eyebrows after losing about half of them to alopecia areata?
Okay, funny you talk about this. There has been some studies done on a high dose of vitamin D, obviously because it's an autoimmune process and affecting hair growth. Jack up your proteins, jack up your vitamin D levels. They were talking taking like 50,000 for months and months and months and months to do it, because it's such a major immune issue. You have to get that immune system calmed down, and vitamin D is one of the biggest factors to do it. So research on alopecia and high dose vitamin D. So, all right, that being said, guys, we are going to shut down. We will see you guys tomorrow. And remember, Saturday, ADP, we still will have giveaways. That we do will be $25,000 a week, like we did at the thing. No, it's just going to be good giveaways on Saturday. So happy New Year. Happy second day of no sugar. And we will see you guys tomorrow.